face guard you the rest of the game. If I ain't getting no rebounds, you ain't getting none. That's a good deal. That's a good trade-off, isn't it?
So how's everyone's brackets doing? Dead?
Terrible.
Yeah, per usual.
Only what? I think it said, I saw a stat yesterday. It said only 0.00002% of brackets are still perfect.
That's wild.
Which means there's only like 2 people who have perfect brackets left.
So like I saw
Which is crazy.
I saw a similar thing, but I don't think there's any like absolutely perfect brackets remaining because like the thing that I'm seeing mostly through like the most common things that people didn't predict were Furman over Virginia and Fairleigh Dickinson over Purdue, and even though like because on the March Madness app you can look to see where the brackets are ranked in the world.
Yeah.
And like the number 1 bracket in the world, he didn't even predict the Furman upset. He didn't even predict Fairleigh Dickinson.
No one did, bro.
Nobody thought FAU was going to be in the Final Four.
Yeah, I mean,
that shit
the
is
only
crazy.
thing, like you said, no perfect brackets, but the only thing I was like 20-some Final Fours predicted correct, something along those lines.
Yeah, it was like a really low number
of
Final Fours corrected correctly, and most of them have like Miami winning.
Wild. I saw a similar. I actually was scrolling through Twitter on the train this morning, but dude put it in a group chat with him and his friends, like, do this parlay. It's Final Four. You can win a lot of money. And dude won like $23K for predicting the Final Four correctly. Like, you know how insane
those
that
odds
is?
are fucking ridiculous.
Facts, dude.
Like, because it was this FAU, Miami,
San Diego State, and UConn.
San Diego.
Okay. Okay, Ron Burgundy.
Santiago. But yeah, no, that's fucking wild. Like, Miami makes sense.
Yeah.
They've been playing pretty good.
No, they've had a ridiculous season.
They've had a really consistent season. San Diego State, I'm not super surprised by. It's just like kind of a regular upset that we would see. FAU doesn't make any fucking sense.
That one is just out of left field, man. That's wild.
Like, that makes zero sense. And I said it right before we started recording, but like the Virginia lob that this man threw was like the precursor to the downfall of March Madness. Because it was like right after that, Purdue lost.
Yeah.
After Purdue lost,
Princeton beat Arizona right before that, though.
Yep. Missouri
won.
They won their first.
But then they
round.
lost to Princeton.
Yeah, we got
Go Tigers.
We got schmucked. Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Jesus.
MIZ.
Houston didn't make it. That's fucking wild.
Dude, who'd they lose to?
Houston lost to.
So sad.
They lost to Miami.
Really? Oh, okay.
That was when.
And Elite
Sweet
Eight.
16.
Yeah, that was when 1 seed's Bama and 1 seed Houston went down literally an hour apart.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah, no, I remember, what was it, like 2 weekends ago? That shit was wild. It was just back to back to back to back.
Yeah, this is the first ever time a number 1 seed has not been in the Final Four.
I think this is probably the first time that number 1 seed has gotten knocked out before the Elite Eight.
Well,
like all number 1
back
seeds.
2018, UMBC did beat Virginia in the first round.
Oh,
that was
facts.
a 16-1. And that one, I remember that one vividly. That was horrible as well. That's true.
When you're getting destroyed by a 5'3" point guard, game over. Call it quits.
Dog, here's the thing: is that it wasn't even close. Like UMBC blew them out by 20.
Like I said, when you're getting destroyed by a guy that is shorter than middle schoolers on the basketball court as a Division I athlete, call it quits, bro. Like that man is a hooper.
No, it's just.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This whole tourney was just fucking wild.
It's been insane, dude.
And honestly, I have no clue.
Yeah, I say that every year, but like no 1 seeds is crazy. It's how long has you said it been? First time ever?
I believe so. Yeah.
2018. You said?
Well, I mean, 2018 was the last time a 1 seed got upset
By a 16.
By a 16.
I'm talking like this is
Final
the
Four.
Yeah, I'm talking like this is the first time no 1 seed has made the Final Four.
I mean, because you look at last year's like Final Four, it was Kansas and UNC, and
wasn't Gonzaga in it, or did they get eliminated?
It wasn't Gonzaga. It was
no, it was Gonzaga.
Duke. Duke was in the Final
Duke's
Four.
in the Final Four. No,
Just
because it was
powerhouses
Coach
right there.
K's last
it
season.
was.
Yeah.
It was Duke, Arizona, Kansas,
UNC.
and UNC.
Because the final was Kansas UNC.
No. It was UNC Duke Nova in Kansas.
Nova, man.
Yeah, Nova. It was all blue. All blue.
Oh, yeah. I saw that stat the other day.
Huh.
Yeah.
They were what, all 1 through like 3 seeds?
Yeah.
No. UNC was an 8 seed.
Oh, okay. But
Yeah.
still, you got a
Big
1, a 2, a 2, and an 8.
Yeah, nah, man. That shit was.
Yeah.
That was a good.
That was a good Final
last
Four.
March was a really good Final
But
Four.
like when they say it's March Madness, this is truly the only time I ever feel like it's actually been madness because of this.
Oh yeah, no. This is.
It's wild.
I would say the only other season that was as wild as this was the year Louisville went. I think that was what 20.
Oh, was that like 2012, 2013?
2012?
Yeah.
Yeah, that year when bro broke his.
Like
Oh, Kevin Weber. Oh,
Yeah.
Where you could see his
that
femur.
that was a really wild
that was a
March
good
Madness
one.
year.
That, yeah.
But
no,
I haven't seen a year like this.
you look at it.
so long.
You got a 4 ranked, 2 5s, and a 9. What is this?
Is FAU the
FAU's the 9.
Of course.
I feel like
they're 33-3.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's probably because they were in the
Yeah, they're-
a lot of other teams were.
But they're also a mid-major. They're not a big name D1.
Yeah.
Like, you look at all these other ones, San Diego State, they're in a Power 5 conference for a lot of other stuff. Same with Miami.
Were they
and
like
UConn.
the entry for the D2, like how SWAC gave Howard for the first time this year?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Like, I know that was Fairleigh Dickinson because Merrimack actually won that division, but Merrimack had transitioned from either D2 or D3, and because of the NCAA's rules, they aren't allowed to compete in major tournaments yet, like March Madness, which I think is stupid.
Yeah.
Like Fairleigh Dickinson was the number 2 in that conference.
I'm surprised that St. Mary's is D1.
Hey, they're a California school. It's big. Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, I was like California. I was thinking St. John's, which is New York, because my buddy was just out there.
Okay, word. Yeah, but no, St. Mary's, St. John's, all the Saints, they're wild.
Yeah.
So
They really
a couple
are.
days ago, Noah and I were looking at the Final Four.
Yeah.
And looking at these colleges, it just made it like, you you look at like Nova or Duke or UNC, and it's obvious that there's going to be a lot of NBA players that go to those schools. And then, so I looked up what major NBA players have gone to each of these schools in the past.
Oh.
And obviously, UConn, Kemba Walker, that's probably the number one that people think of. Miami, it was a bit more difficult to find. I remember Devon Reed.
There's another one.
I was gonna say,
State.
Hold on, he's about to retire. What's his name?
Wasn't Kawhi San Diego State?
Yeah, Kawhi was San Diego State.
All right, no, Udonis Haslam from Miami. There it is.
Okay.
Oh, went to
Yeah.
Miami?
Did he?
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
NBA
Oh,
players.
man.
Udonis has
Udonis.
That's the man.
Uncle D.
Did you see they made like a section for him?
Bruce Brown.
Dude, that's wild.
Bruce
Bruce
Brown.
Brown went to
Bruce
Miami.
Brown went to Miami.
Oh, that's fire. Okay.
There's 3 current NBA players, former Miami, Florida players currently in the NBA. It's Bruce Brown, Devon Reed, 2 former Nuggets, and then Lonnie Walker.
Oh, my bad. Sorry,
Lonnie
my
Walker.
bad. Udonis
Okay.
went to Florida. My bad.
Yeah.
My
But then
bad.
that was the thing is like, Bruce Brown and Devon Reed, obviously those are names Nuggets fans would know.
Yep.
Kemba Walker from UConn. Kawhi Leonard from San Diego State. Not a single active NBA player has
From
ever
FAU.
gone to FAU.
Yeah.
that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Most people,
And here they are sitting in the Final Four.
most people don't know about FAU.
But also, like, you would never expect somebody from Davidson to go to the NBA.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect
That
one
is
of the
true.
best players in all of the NBA to go to
Yeah.
Davidson.
Yeah.
Especially when his older brother was one of the best players at Duke.
Yeah.
And look at him. Fucking Steph has surpassed his brother by miles.
Actually,
Well, not in
they
three-point
have the exact.
Okay,
Yeah, I was
okay,
gonna say,
listen here.
They're tied.
Listen here. Steph takes way more threes than Seth.
Was it what 47.5?
Yeah, I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear it.
Are you saying if he had the same amount of shots, he'd have the same percentage? Or
No. These two chuckleheads are saying that.
All right.
They have the same
Percentage.
shot
Yeah, but-
percentage, but that doesn't mean they've taken the same amount of
Yeah.
threes. Which means that Steph has probably taken
He
more.
has.
For
No,
sure.
yeah,
but
exponentially more, most likely.
But I think that says something that Seth has the exact same percentage as him.
Yeah.
Taking less.
I don't know
shots.
what Del Curry put in those kids, man.
Bro, his ball.
Hey, wait, hold on. Boardmate gets paid.
Foreman.
Or maybe
All right, I wanted to ask this question though. It's like after
Yeah.
this tournament, what team who has already exited is feeling the worst? Is feeling the worst about like the future of their program, how they performed in March Madness, just like how it all went. What team is feeling just the shittiest?
Ooh.
Do you have the app?
What comes to mind is first just Purdue, because it was another first or second 16-1 ever.
Well, Zach Edey, he's
Junior?
yeah, he'll be a junior. He's going to be looking at options
He'll
to go
be
to
a
the league.
senior.
No, he'll be a junior.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's only a sophomore right now,
Wow.
but he'll be looking at options to go into the league for sure. Yeah, if he
So
stays.
He's going to be able to hold that team together next year. I have a lot more faith in
I was also
Virginia
going to say Virginia
next
simply
season
because in the
than
last
March
5 years they have
and
been
how they
like
did.
upset in the first round as favorites twice. I mean, they did win the national title in 2019, but it raises a lot of questions about the program where it's like, you've been a heavy favorite for a while now, and you've been upset in the first round
Like,
twice.
what's going on now?
Virginia's another big one.
I was going to say Virginia.
Yeah, let's see.
Either Virginia or Duke. Only because everybody thought that Duke's last year with Coach K was going to be like their championship run year.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen. They got blown out. I don't think they got blown out, but they got beat in the Final Four. And
Which
this
one?
year they got beat in what?
Duke
round of
lost
32 or
in
the first round? Duke.
Yes, they lost to Tennessee in the round of 32.
I feel like it's round of 32.
All right. For me, this is going to be out of left field. I mean, just
Okay,
personally,
I would
I
say
feel
Duke.
like Xavier University. They're in a strong conference. They produce big. They produce big every year, even in the Big East. But like, I don't think they're ever able to like get past like UConn and Creighton and Nova. Like they've got high expectations, but they can't ever deliver in the end.
And
Yeah, that's true. But like,
I mean, that's like
And Marquette this year.
at least they're consistently getting to the playoffs.
facts.
I think that in college, I think that them actually getting to the March Madness is going to be more important in terms of like reflecting on their career as a college student than them actually winning.
A lot.
It has.
Because Xavier hasn't won
Yeah.
yet. It's been a minute since Xavier
Fair.
won. So I don't think anybody's expecting Xavier to like do super, super well. Like they're going to expect them to do well during the season,
Right.
but as soon as March Madness comes, nobody picks Xavier. To
They
win.
ain't right. Yeah.
I mean, people do, but I didn't
Can
think
I
it was
just
smart.
say how sad I am about how, like, I know I'm sad that Creighton's gone, but it was more so how Creighton went. It was
bad.
Oh, dude.
It was bad.
How did Creighton? I didn't watch the Creighton game. I
It
think
was
I watched
disgusting.
I watched the
What was the
first
final
half
score?
of the second half.
It was-
but I didn't.
Yeah,
Hold on.
57-56.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. San Diego on the free throw.
That was the free throw.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
It
Sorry,
was the
buddy.
free throw.
Okay, here's the thing. It was a foul,
Oh.
but you hate to see a game end like that.
I know, and it like I get it. Like it was a well drawn up play, and I get it wasn't even about like the fact that they fouled. It was more about the fact that immediately afterwards, Creighton burns both their timeouts.
That's stupid.
Burns both their timeouts with a second 7 left on the clock.
Greg, what are you doing, man?
I don't know. It's like he didn't even give he burned both timeouts before they shot the free throw. And then there was that whole commotion at the very end of the game about if there's any time left on the clock because I think it was Kalkbrenner threw that no, it wasn't Kalkbrenner. He was down court. One of their guys threw this huge
Yeah. He threw
full
it down
court heave.
Yeah.
It's just why would
I know
you
what
not
you're
take the
talking
timeout and
about.
drop?
Yeah.
Why would you
Why would you
try to
just
go on the
burn
fly
two
with
timeouts?
you have a second and a half to make it full court and get a 2? Why would you not draw up something for that instead of just this deep
Yeah.
heave?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That doesn't make any sense, man.
Yeah.
Well, it's like
Or at least run.
Well, they were
somebody
already
down
down court.
before
Like,
you inbound.
Everybody was
Make
set
sure
up on
they
the other
get
side
all
of the
way
court,
down
but I think, was it you who told me that in college they can't advance after the timeout?
I'm not sure.
Oh.
There's some rule about where they can't advance it. It's very different from the NBA when it comes to advancing. Is it at all times?
I don't know. It's just I remember after the Creighton game in the chat, I was very, very mad. And, oh, yeah.
Cry about
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Just cry about it.
You saw how angry I was after Purdue lost.
It was like,
Go Knights, baby.
I don't know. I guess I'm just happy
Bro,
that
it was
Creighton
so
made
bad.
it to the Elite Eight.
No, they had a heck of a season. Hell of a season.
It's just, I've seen a lot of people really kind of upset about this year's Final Four because there's no big schools. And
And I mean, I feel like us
Yeah.
having big schools every single year in the Final Four is going to make it boring. Like, yeah, people want to root for those schools and whatever else because
No,
they're
literally.
teams, but cool. We get to see different people play now. We're not going to see the typical.
You look at San Diego State; they are a Mountain West team.
teams.
Like you got Colorado State, Boise State, Wyoming, New Mexico, Fresno State, UNLV, Utah State. Like those are not big name basketball schools, and they rolled through that. That's easy competition, no less. But still, you are in the Final Four.
I'll face guard you the rest of the game. If I ain't getting no rebounds, you ain't getting none. That's a good deal. That's a good trade-off, isn't it?